EA Sports. It's in the game.
Can McCaffrey do it again? It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, dual threat Christian McCaffrey. Fresh off a big game a week ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting New Orleans Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. A short time ago, a scene that never fails to stir up the folks here in Charlotte. Cam Newton strutting his way onto the field. His guys are fired up as they get set to go toe-to-toe with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll have calling the shots. The big man under center at 6'5", nearly 250 pounds.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll 13. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get to look up. Oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
And it was too bad that last season for Greg Olsen, their tight end, that a foot injury plagued him and limited him to 7 games played, broke his streak of 1,000-yard seasons, but he'll get back in form. One of the best route runners in the league, a combination of strength, guile, smarts, and a little dash of speed.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton is lead. So on 4th down, I hear Michael Pilardi. Back deep for the Saints again. Comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They've clinched the top spots, so the road to the Super Bowl, it runs through them.
And there's a natural inclination here, partner, to say, okay, a lot of guys aren't going to play down the stretch. We've clinched. We're ready to go. But where you say, let's show the league why we're the #1 team. Maybe you intimidate someone. Maybe you dissuade them from thinking that they can beat you in the playoffs by going out being really impressive down the stretch.
Absolutely, and you want to take momentum into the playoffs for these guys individually.
Yeah, momentum and pride for them, and put them both in uniform.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate.
Those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To him on foot. So not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving lateral, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Ready.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The tight end, Josh Hill, was the target, and it's 3rd down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now, because a look of surprise on the big fella's face, because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Ready.
Shotgun now. And Ginn's got it. And he passed the 45 before being tackled. Breeze to another longtime vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing. You're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, crafty veteran. Now he understands a little bit better.
And they'll rush time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll get across the out of territory. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting some yardage, the kind of yards you're right. Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Here's Breeze to throw. And Josh Hill has it at the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever, it's working really well.
A give. This is Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Gain on the crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use his speed to get there.
This time with Ingram. A beautiful fake. Ingram's got the first down and more. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. It's a big lineup. Get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
One quarter down here on a frigid December night. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. We're back to Uptown Charlotte after this timeout.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Try to pound it in, Kamara. Bulldozes, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So consuming 10-play drive, and the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. The punter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off they're looking for here. McCaffrey, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
A loss of a yard there. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On second down, McCaffrey. And he stopped immediately there. No gain that time, and it leaves coming up. It's a little educational piece. I know a lot of people here, 3-4, 4-3, etc. Take us through the 4-3, Charles.
Okay, 4-3. 4 down defensive. Usually 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends. Behind them, the 3 those are the linebackers. The middle linebacker, often known as the Mike, with 2 outside linebackers, the Sam and the Will. There's your 4-3.
Sam on the strong side, Will on the weak side. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for
easy thing to do.
To throw, it's Breeze. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
And that's when he's wasn't a whole lot.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's Breeze. He's going to fall inside the 20. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. It's a big play there for the Saints. 46 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's able to work it here to the line. There, yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8. Again, it's Breeze. And goes into the own touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now 14-0. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense may back out, at playoff race time as we give you a look. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoff because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So they've got to be primed now for a big finish.
To throw on. And they're going to be set up in the yard line.
This is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, but sometimes, and when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Throw is incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The pass here now is 2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Two minutes to go here in the first half. From Charlotte, this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. This is Kamara, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now they're back out and ready. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They run. It's Kamara. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. To go for it. Good when they get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal.
Oh, he's not going to get it by much, but on 4th and 1, all you're moving the sticks. And here he's able to fight his way forward for a couple of yards, and that's all he needed.
Fertile, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime.
Ready. Ready. Kill. Easy.
Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the set. A loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitz, but pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
Hey, kill. Ready. Go nowhere, 22. Go nowhere. What's the
He's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd goal now. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility is, but I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So the offensive unit called the TO. Ready to resume play. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for. They come out here in the eye. Toss play, Kamara. And he is scored. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great expires in the first half. And the Saints add on to their lead. And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the... What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in, invert it, and bring it back out to start the third quarter.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Lutz with the extra point. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on around the NFL. We'll get our out at Venerable Field in Chicago, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you see by the scoreline. 35-7 in a one-sided affair. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at in Denver. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Key touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. They were winners in that Rangers. Kendrick West, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. In our game, it was the right arm of Drew Brees that led the way, and let's have a 3 as we're ready to go into the second half. And to get you through it, we give it back to Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Gano out to kick this one away. Here's return. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and race. Let's have a look at it. And you can see where they sit, perched right at the top. The question, Charles, with the perfect season they have going, what's on the line, how do you see them playing it out these final few weeks of the season?
That's how they're built. It doesn't matter whether you're 0 whatever or you want to play every game to win it. But I think from a management and coaching standpoint, you're looking at it and saying how much pressure is that really our ultimate goal? They're almost hoping maybe they get beat, and now you can start to rest guys and take the pressure off and just get ready for the playoffs.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up.
Ready. You waiting?
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. Throw it past the 45 before being tackled. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's under gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So at Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Ready. You waiting?
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him get the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Kamara. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do the thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play offensively. Son, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 9. Again, it's Kamara. And a nice move will yield nothing as he stopped. It's a low 3. Brings up down. Play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we resume the action. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Taps into this one, and this rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. On 3rd down, Newton. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Demario Davis. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And the Saints, they'll have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A very solid gain of 27. Now a pitch out to Kamara. Oh, he shifts past him, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His third touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. So he's in for his third score of the game, and defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it is 28-0. One play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Thomas has got it, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Newton on 1st down. And that is incomplete here. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Newton again. His throw incomplete. The defensive rookie of the year, Marshawn Lattimore, there in coverage for New Orleans. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
To throw on 3rd down, Newton, and incomplete here on 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Where Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage, they've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
A busy night continues for Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
Ready! Yellow lady! Yellow lady! Right side!
Throwing now is Breeze. Out to his left. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they... would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
We got 4. Set! Green, 39!
On the ground, Kamara. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Like any team, they would have loved to have had more yards on that run, but it looks like they just want to get to the 2-minute warning and see what they want to do after that.
Green, 39!
On 2nd down, Ingram. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Then he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
4 down, 4 down. Here we go now.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. You can't have a drive go further without scoring than this, but that last yard sometimes can be the toughest. This is 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. Boom, landing.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And they are going to score another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that one a long 11-play drive, and the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. On first down, it's Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So Charles are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for the Saints, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers.